Hello and welcome back. Today's video, starting off barefaced, I thought I'd do a bit of an impressions video and test some of these out. It's this little box. It's the L'Oreal Feline Flick. So it's the Feline Fatale, excuse me. I got this with a few bits that I picked up at L'Oreal. It was gift with purchase. So I thought I would actually test out what came in here. And it's given me instructions on how to get the Feline Flick. So I'm going to give it a whirl and we're going to see how I get on. And hopefully it's not a complete and utter disaster and, you know, worked out quite well. I have had issues with some of the eyeshadows in the past. So let me just show you in the box. We got the mascara. We got the super liner eyeliner, and that's in black, liquid liner. Got this nice eyeshadow palette in Jungle Jade. Now you would have seen all of these in a recent haul video, so you've seen these already, but I thought I'd show you again. And then this little nail polish, which we're not going to do because I'm doing something else with my nails, but that's coming up in future. And this is just in Feline Savage. So yeah, there's that. So I've primed my face and I'm going to try and use, there's not really much of a reference going on here. She's looking up, you have no idea what's going on with those eyes. However, we've got a bit more of an idea here and they've given some instruction. However, the first one is sweep the darker shades of the eyeshadow from lash line to brow bone, blending lighter shades to the cornered inner eye. There's also a little bit of instruction here on the back. Now I don't know about you, but you can barely make out the numbers and everything else. So you know, L'Oreal, work on that. If you're trying to give instructions, make it a wee bit clearer if you can at all, if at all possible. But yeah, we'll see. So it goes from 1 to 4, I think, based on the back. So I'm going to try and use this as reference. So we're going to start by smoking out the lash line, and then we're going to intensify the inner corner, and then we're going to sweep shadow across the lid, and then we're going to highlight the brow bone. Pretty standard. I will zoom you in so you can have a look. I'm going to start by, as I said, smoking out the lash line with this darker shade. I've not even dabbed a brush into these, so we'll soon find out what they're like. I'm going to use just a smudgery brush, taking off the excess. Seems to be pretty decent pigment initially with that colour anyway. And I'm just going to run my finger over it lightly just to soften it a bit. So we have smoked out along the line. Next up, we want to intensify the inner corner. Now I can't quite decide if this is 2 or this is 2. It would make sense that this is 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not entirely sure, but we're going to give it a whirl and find out. I think I might just use a bit of a domed pencil brush initially with that. And this brings it up towards the eyes and does it like that. There's nothing, no talk of blending a crease colour or anything, so let's go. There's a wee bit of fallout, but nothing massive. Already I'm thinking that's the wrong thing, because it says lighter colours in the inner bit, but we're going to go with it. And then this seems to focus on bringing it above the crease. I look a bit weird, don't I? Blend. I'm now going to pack on this green colour. And this just is supposed to go all over the lid. I'm impressed with the pigmentation of these so far. The last palette I tried of this, there was no pigmentation, it just all disappeared off. There's no payoff, I should say, when you used it with brushes. So I'm actually going to just alter this a wee bit. So that's where it would stop, and then you just highlight your brow bone. I'm just going to alter this a wee bit because it's not really how I would do it, and I would rather fix it and change it a wee bit. So we're going to go back to this shade again. And I'm going to use this more of a crease colour, and I'm just going to place it using a pencil brush and just to darken that into the crease so you almost get an overview, so you get the sandwiched in the middle a wee bit. Blend it, blend it. And they do seem to blend pretty well, which is good. So I'm kind of just blending it over and round again. So I'm going to take now another pencil brush and that lighter green again, and I'm just going to bring that into just along my lower lash line a wee bit, and just place it a bit there. And now go back to the other pencil brush and I'm going to join that up along my lower lash line there. Going in with this highlight colour. A lot of payoff from that, seriously. Maybe it's just not showing now. Can you see how much payoff's coming off that? And I've managed to put it in the dark colour. Different brush, doing that again, and taking off the excess and highlighting under the brows a wee bit, see if we can lighten it up. Going. 2. Start with super liner, draw along a fine line across upper lash and then the outer 2/3, flick. Draw diagonally upwards for Feline Flick. Now I wish I'd actually followed this picture rather than following the instructions, because you can see they've gone for the classic smoky eye light into dark, whereas this is just dark, dark, dark. So I might actually just bulk up that lighter green a bit more because it needs it. Feline Flick. Not used a felt tip liner in a while. Let me give this a shake. I like to stretch my eye initially. I know you shouldn't, but I've got wrinkly eyes and I like to make sure I fill it all before I, shape stuff. So I want a nice fine line, and then I'm gonna just keep it along the lash line, and then I'll sort my flick out and then I'll thicken back in. So mostly fine line. I like to do a wee dot and then draw towards it. This is why I don't really do liquid liners, but we'll fix it. So we've gone super dramatic. I might thicken that a bit. So that wasn't too bad. Now let's see if we can get the other eye to match. Pretty even. I'm going to use a pencil to line a bit under here and smudge it, just to join them up. And just running that along my lower lash line. It's just a Jordana pencil. And I'm trying to get it in among the roots of my lashes. And then I'm going to do my waterline. And I'm just going to take my smudger brush. Doesn't matter, it's this one's colour. And I'm just going to... So I've curled my lashes. So time for the mascara. It's the Mega Volume Collagen 24. I'm just going to... Oh, I like the wand. Bristly wand. So I don't know if it's initially, I can see a massive amount of volume. I'm aware I've got black liner on, but I don't see massive amounts of volume. See in length, and I'll just do my bottom. Okay, so with the second coat, I'm seeing more volume, definitely. Bit of clumping. Slowly looking like I've only got a few lashes in one eye. I might just sort that out. So a bit of volume, but it takes the second coat to get the volume. So that's the eyes. I'm going to just zoom out and do the face. So I've already got primer on. So let's just get on with putting the foundation on and trying not to ruin the eyes. I did the foundation after the eyes because I wasn't sure how much fallout there was going to be from the eyeshadow. I'm trying out this, I've done it before and it's not bad. Oh, my lighting's gone funny. Okay, so that's better. Can you see how dark it suddenly got outside? We're gonna get on. So, I have the Dream Lumi Magique Concealer, which, you know, there we go, it focuses. It's one of these, there we go, click up concealers. So I blush on. If you're interested, I use the Essence Matte Touch blush in Bury Me Up, which is actually kind of a nice pinky toned neutral blush, sort of in keeping with the picture in the box. And then for highlight, I decided to try and just use this. I used the highlight from this and just a flat brush and just dotted that on and down my nose and across here. And again, massive amounts of fallout with this, the highlight in this palette. Huge amounts. On my lips, I have this Jordana Twist and Shine in something. As you can see, I've used it a bit and it's all rubbed off. But it's a nice pinky kind of berry toned, but it's still quite very pinky toned. What do you think? Not bad. Let me zoom you in so you can have a proper look. Now I've got some lighting on the eyeballs. So not bad pigmentation. I think there's a nice bit of colour. That green is quite nice and it blends well into the darker shades in the crease. I think that's quite nice. I wouldn't recommend necessarily following the instructions. Maybe I couldn't make out the numbers correctly, but it was dark on the inside, then the colour on the lid. I think it's maybe a bit better maybe if we go with lighter into darker. So that would be the only thing I would change, and maybe follow more of the instructions on the box which said about lighter into darker, and you got this effect. Like, I do like this, it's quite nice, it's a nice smoky eye, but that would be the only change. The eyeliner, as you would have seen, I was initially a bit, this is going to go terribly wrong, but it was actually very simple to create these flicks, which surprised me, because initially I was like, oh, because the thing I don't like with those kind of liners, so it's more of a, it's like a brush liner, so it's great for doing, you know, when you start with a point and you can drag it across your lid, so you can do the thin to thick, you can just almost turn it sideways and drag it across to make it thicker. It skips a wee bit for me when I'm trying to just lightly do fine lines. I'm just going to draw it with my hand. That's the only thing I'm always a bit dubious, but that's more down to me, so just maybe. But I was able to get a nice clean line on both sides, and the angles for both are pretty good. I think I'm impressed. I like it. Regarding the mascara, initially I don't think it had a massive amount of volume. Definitely not, in my opinion. It did require a second coat. Oh, with the liner as well, I meant to say, it's pretty pigmented, but let me see, I'll show you again. It's pretty pigmented, but you can sort of see, not fully opaque in my opinion, you can still see underneath it, you know, you can still see the shadow underneath, so there's a bit of the green showing through. You can see some of the green showing through there, and that's even though I filled them in and I went over it. So it isn't fully opaque, but it's pretty good. It's not bad. As a free gift with purchase, pretty good. The eyeshadows themselves, I did quite enjoy them. I'm actually really surprised with the pigmentation and the payoff. I'm really quite pleased with it. Cannot get over how powdery this is. It's just covered everything. It is the most powdery highlight I've come across in quite some time. Very, very, very powdery. But these other shades are really quite nice. The darker olivey tone one, it just comes across as quite dark rather than that olivey colour. It's a wee bit there, but it's not massively, you know, it's more of a browny, muted, blacky, you know, it's just a dark shade rather than being a dark olive shade. Does that make sense? This was quite nice along my lash line. It came across quite black. You can see there's sort of gold flecks in it. I didn't see any of the gold flecks necessarily, but this came across just as a nice black shade, decent pigmentation. That's that olivey dark colour. I expected more olive off it. I don't know, you can see a bit of oliviness. So it'll be this shade here and a bit of this shade here that you can see. I can't see much oliviness, but it does act as a nice transition colour for that green, so that's good. And yeah, seriously powdery. Mascara, not bad. Like the brush, it applied quite nicely. It did apply all the way to the tip, but needed the second coat to get that volume in there. So not bad, but could do better. But I think I would probably definitely use it up, but I will most likely make a fair amount of use out of it. So mascara wasn't half bad. All in all, I think this isn't actually a bad wee gift with purchase at all. It's a nice wee box. Shadows are decent, mascara is decent, liner is decent. Haven't tried the nail polish, but based on previous experience with those nail polishes, they're generally pretty good. So I would say it's pretty decent, but I might do my nails later tonight. We shall see. If you have any questions on anything I used or anything I did, let me know down below. I'm aware this was more of a chatty, let's go through and see how things work out kind of video, but it was nice and fun to do for me. So yeah, there's that. So thanks a million for watching. I will catch up with you very soon. And also just a reminder that I'll be doing a Q&A next week. So you'll see this on Monday or Friday, depending how I arrange things. And then next week I will be doing a Q&A. So get your questions in. I've already started getting some through, which is really nice. I was so nervous about posting that because I thought I'm just not going to get any questions. Not at all. Yep, no questions. But I've started to get some, so I feel a bit better. But yeah. So thanks a million for watching. I will see you in the next one.